Okay, so good morning everyone. Okay, please be all seated. Who can tell to the class what was our lesson last meeting? Okay, very good. So it is all about the effects and factors of mold growths in food. So for today, we're going to discuss a new lesson. But before that, let us have a short activity called the mystery food. So, okay, settle down. Okay, very good. So, how does the activity feel? Feels like, okay? Okay, very good. So, what comes into your mind when you hear mold? Okay, very good. So for today, we're going to discuss a new lesson called the importance and prevention of mold growths in food. So first, let us define what is mold. What is mold? So mold is a type of fungus that grows in the form of thin threads called hyphae. So mold usually appears in fuzzy patches that can be green, white, black, blue, or gray on food. So as you can see the pictures, here are examples of moldy foods. Okay, so now let's proceed to the exciting part of this lesson. So let us discuss the importance of molds in the food industry. So, importance of molds in the food industry. So molds are used in the production of various food products as well as in the production of antibiotic and enzyme. So in terms of food production, that have first discussed the fermented food. So in the fermented food, molds plays a crucial role in production of several fermented food. Like for example, cheese and soy sauce. So first is cheese. So ano nga ba yung present na mold meron sa cheese? So first is yung penicillin Reco 40 or yung penicillin Placo. So in here, so bakit ba merong molds sa mga pagkain or for example na yun na yung cheese? So because yung molds is nade-develop siya ng flavor, texture that make the cheese more softer and creamier as it age. Okay? Napapansin niyo ba, the more na mag-age yung cheese is more na magiging softer and more creamier siya. Okay? So ang tanong ma'am, so safe ba yung mga ginagamit na mold sa mga cheese? Opo, safe siya because of yung mga ginagamit dito is yung mga food-graded species. Pag sinabi natin food-graded species, ito yung mga approved para gamitin sa mga food production. It is approved by the authorities, like for example, yung mga international food authorities. Next is soy sauce. So, sa soy sauce naman, kung ginagamitan siya ng mold to help break down starch, protein, and starch into amino acid, or yun na yung umami. So, di ba yung umami, like, nag-create siya ng flavor and aroma during fermentation. And not only fermentation, di ba, nag-help din yung soy sauce, which is yung soy sauce na mag-help na enhance pa yung flavor ng ating pagkain, ng ating niluluto. So, yung present din na mold dyan is yung Aspergillus oryzae. Yun yung type of mold. So, cheese is penicillium Reco 40, and penicillin Placo. And sa soy sauce naman is yung Aspergillus oryzae. Okay, so let's proceed. So, do you have any questions for fermented food? Do you understand, class? None. So first, okay, let's proceed to antibiotic and enzyme. So sa antibiotic naman, meron tayong penicillin. So yung penicillin it was discovered by Alexander Fleming in 1928. So yung penicillin, it is a group of derived from penicillin mold. So, then penicillin mold, no? So, galing siya sa penicillin mold. So, yung best example dito na antibiotic is yun na yung amoxicillin. Pamilya naman lahat, no? Ilagay mo siya sa mga anti-limitation ba yun? Mga pag mag-alak, ginagamitan siya para nawala yung mga okay? So, next naman yung amylase. So, yung amylase is present siya sa mga starchy food like grains, bread, and rice. Kabilang din yung spices dito. So, yun na yung yung present na mold sa kanya is yung aspergillus orzo, yun na yung soy sauce. Okay? So, do you have any question sa importance of mold in the food industry in terms of fermented food and antibiotic and enzyme? None? So, okay, very good. Let's proceed to the next. So, diba meron tayong in good and bad yung mga mold. So, in good, nakaka-help siya mag-ferment well, mag-add ng texture, mag-enhance ng flavor, but in other side, meron din bad bacteria, bad mold. Okay, good molds and bad mold. Sa bad molds naman, ito yung mga mycotoxin na meron sa pagkain. No? Mycotoxin gaya ng grain, mycotoxin gaya ng nuts, grain, dried fruit, and apples. So, yun yung present yung mycotoxin, which is meron nag-develop ng mga health risk or post-health risk. So, if ever nakakain ka ng mga panis na pagkain which has mold or yung mycotoxin na nagkaka-post-health risk ka, which is yun na yung mga diarrhea, sakit sa nausea, diarrhea, or mga mag-lead na sa food poisoning. Yun na yung worst scenario if na malala talaga yung food poisoning. Yun na yung important. Okay? So, ano nga ba yung mga common food na affected? Na common food na mostly na-affect ng ating mold. Okay? So, meron tayong fruits and vegetables. No? Sa fruits and vegetables, hindi mo talaga siya na-ayos. Mga fruits, vegetable, bread, baked goods, dairy products, and things. So, first is fruits and vegetables. Sa food and vegetable, pag mapapansin nyo, nilagay nyo siya sa refrigerator, pag hindi talaga siya pag napapansin nyo, pag nalapan nyo siya sa lalagyan na sa refrigerator, diba, minsan yung usual talaga spot ng molds is under, sa surface ng pagkain. Like for example, nandito sa ating strawberries. No? Kasi nga, pag dun siya sa nagabigay siya, naging soft, and disclose siya sa mga sliding. So pag sa ilalim siya ng gascoid, dun na nalakaan yung bacteria para hindi siya mag-freeze during that lalagyan dun sa freezer. So next is naman yung bread and baked goods. Diba, pag sa bread and baked goods, meron ng limitation or meron tayong yung mga fresh goods na wala talaga ng limitation. Diba, yung mga 1 month, mahal talaga is yung 2 weeks para sa mga baked goods, no? And last, dry products. The dairy products. Pag ang dairy products is hindi mo na-sealed ng maayos. Hindi na-sealed ng maayos. Not properly sealed is doon na yung nag-start yung bacteria or mga molds na mag-grow. And then yung meat naman. Yung meat dito is, if ever same naman sila lahat. If hindi din siya na properly sealed, hindi siya na properly seasoned within the hot, like, meron kasi hindi siya properly seasoned, like, okay, ganito, nilagay ko ng mga paminta, ganito. But, meron tayong mga, yung molds, isang transfer siya through cross-contamination, insect, or yung mga, yun na yun, not properly sealed. So, doon na na-transport yung mga molds natin, not properly sealed the containers, or not properly sealed, no, cross-contamination, or yung mga insect na dumadapo sa ating pagkain. Yun na yun, kasi yung mga mold growth doon sa pagkain natin. So, yeah, understand. Plus, okay, very good, no? So, next naman is yung mga environment. Ano nga ba yung environment para, ano yung environment kapag nag-grow yung ating mold? So, meron tayo, first is oxygen. So, sa oxygen, molds need air to grow. So, they can appear mostly on the surface of food. Foods sealed tightly, airtight container. So, yun na nga yun. Palasan, nag-grow yung ating mold pag merong oxygen. So, pag may oxygen, dyan na yan, madali silang hindi ng hangin ng mga molds. So, para imatay yung molds natin na properly sealed or naka-vacuum pa ang ating mga para mag-less siya ng mold. So, next is yung moisture. Para sa yung moisture na yan sa mga pagkain natin. So, molds love warm and humid place. Damp food or storage areas make molds grow faster. Kaya nag-grow na yan. Yun na example natin sa ating strawberry. Diba? Soft yan sa strawberry. Soft and slightly na may pag-acidic. Pag dyan part na nagkakuan, then parang dun na nag-start na form ng mold sa ilalim ng surface ng ating mold as ating strawberry. So next is yung pH, yung acidity. Doon na naman din yung acidity. Mahilig din sila sa acidic na pagkain. Molds grow best in a slightly acidic food like fruits, pickles, and jam. So changing the pH or adding preservations can slow the growth of molds. So pag yun na yun, kaya best talaga yung mga daily fermented food or yung mga canned mga sardines which has sealed sila, which is sealed and meron ng fermentation, meron ng mga preservatives. So, pag yung mga canned goods na hindi talaga properly sealed, dun na, nag-start na nag-start na yung bacteria part, the molds rather. So, next is yung sugar. Pag sa acidity, meron tayong sugar. So, some molds can grow well in sweet foods such as jelly, jams, and candy. So, lowering sugar and using alternatives can help stop the molds. Na, pag may pH level, may sugar content. Okay, do you understand? Oh, so yun sa sugar content, for example dito is yung honey. So it can prevent mold growth because it drowns out water from the cells and causes osmotic pressure. Yun na yun. So, thank you. So, you understand the lesson, the first discussed lesson. So now let's proceed to how to prevent mold growth in food. So first is keep the food covered when you're serving it. So pag hindi pa kakainin, dapat takpan. Kasi yun na sabi ko kanina, yung mga molds is pasapaligid lang. So if ever man na nag-serve ka lang pagkain, tinatakpan mo kasi if ever man yung sabihan na yung minsan, kaya tawag lang yung mga langaw. Langaw kasi yun yung mga nag-transport ng mga mold sa pagkain natin. No? So, next is cover foods with plastic wrap if wanted to keep freshly cut vegetables and fruit moist. So, pag gusto na ng mga fresh fruits or vegetables, need mo na i-vacuum seal or i-seal mo talaga yung container niya para hindi mapapasok ng mapapasukan ng moisture. Okay, next is don't keep half-used cans or perishable food items in the fridge. Instead, put the leftover food in the airtight container and refrigerate it. So dito no, pag may canned ka, never talaga ilalagay sa ref. Kasi pag doon, like, malamig siya. So, if ever man doon mo yung mga perishable food, madali siya makapalis or madali siya mabangis, doon na nagagalabot na yung mold. No? Dapat pag gusto mo na i-kainin pa siya for the next day, dapat sa container siya lalagay para hindi talaga siya ma-contaminate agad. No? So, number 4 is don't leave perishable items uncovered in your refrigerator for over 2 hours. Bakit? Kasi dyan na yan. Yun na nga sabi ko is dapat naka-seal ang ating mga pagkain. If ever man hindi naka-seal yung pagkain, yung mga perishable, yung hindi madaling mabulok pala, yung perishable, is hindi madaling mabulok items. So, if ever man naman, dapat naka-seal talaga, hindi mo talaga refrigeration na uncovered. Kasi doon na develop yung mga molds. Okay? So, don't keep leftover food in the fridge for more than 3 or 4 days. Bakit? Kasi, papanis na yan. Madali yung papanis. Madali doon nag-develop yung mga, slowly develop na yung mga pagkain. So, ikaw naman sa leftovers, pag ilagay mo siya doon, leftover na yun. So, if hindi mo siya leftover, pag hindi mo siya nilagay sa pag leftover, tira-tira yan. So, tira-tira. So, that time na tira-tira pa lang, like, doon na parang may develop na. So, pag may develop na, ilagay mo sa ref. Nag-freeze siya. So, pag nag-freeze siya, pag nagtuloy-tuloy pa siya ng mga 4 days, 3 days, is doon na nag-develop yung mga growth ng ating mold. So, hindi pa natin siya masigurado kung grabe yung hard niya or kapag food poison ka, if kakainin mo siya. So, next is yung check nearby items the moldy food might have touched. So, molds can spread quickly in the fruit and vegetables. So, if ever naman, sa refrigerator mo, may nilagay ko yung mga fruits and vegetables. If ever yung isang fruit doon is na may mold, you need to check the other na closely sa kanya para i-check kung may mold din siya. Kasi madali siyang makalat, madali siyang ma-spread. Okay? Yun yung mga steps on how to prevent or yung on how to prevent mold foods, mold growth in food. So next, let's proceed with the class. So proper handling and disposal. So paano ba i-dispose properly ang ating mga moldy foods, no? So first is don't sneak the moldy item. This can cause respiratory problems. Don't sneak, huwag talaga sneak. Kasi yung mga Pinoy kasi hindi talaga. Pag mo yung hawakan, alam mo na atake yung hawakan ka. So, alam mo na moldy siya and risky siya sa health mo. Don't sneak it kasi nakaka-cause siya ng respiratory ka. Yun na nga, may mo toxin tapos hindi mo na alam na nahihirapan ka na. Hindi na nga nahihilo ka na. So, don't sneak a moldy food kasi hindi mo siya alam kung ano yung epekto sa sarili mo. Yung ano yung pwede may epekto sa health mo, no? So, if food is covered with bones, discard it. Put in a small paper bag or wrap in a plastic and dispose it in cover of trash can that children and animals can grow into. So, pag may mold na ang pagkain, hindi pinapakain sa aso. Okay? Nilalagay po ito sa ating mga paper bags or either yung mga wrap it sa mga plastics. No? And ilagay sa ating trash can wherein hindi siya inaabot ng mga bata or yung mga hayop. Di ba may nilagay yung mga aso na magkalkal. So as a dog lover, yung iniiwasan ko talaga yung mga magpakain. Hindi ko talaga pinapakain yung mga aso ko na mga tanis na. Kasi it's too risky, no? Kasi meron sila ng dami mo, parang tao din sila, okay? So next is to clean the refrigerator or pantry at the spot of the food. So pag meron ng spoil or meron ng mold, yung may moldy food, o meron ng moldy items sa yung refrigerator or pantry, we need to clean it, no? Clean it para sa susunod na meron na tayong clean na spot for the next items, no? So do you understand, class? Okay, very good, no? So, okay, so next is, hindi niyo ba lahat? Okay, walang tanong? No question or clarification? Okay, very good. So that has a, get 1/4 sheet of paper, crosswise sheet of paper, no? So each one of you will write or list down 3 ways that you can apply mold prevention technique at home. Like for example, proper food storage, checking the expiration dates, and cleaning the refrigerator regularly. Okay? Okay, so please write